Chiefs fan.
Yeah, that's right. I'm here today with Antonio Branch. And how many years did you serve in the?
I did 8.5 altogether.
Altogether. And now we actually started talking about a service. Just he introduced himself and we started talking. Right. And I was like, wait a minute, we got to record this. So at first you signed up in the National Guard. Is that right?
Right. I signed up for the National Guard for college money, obviously.
Yeah.
But during my time, I was in AIT. I finished basic training, and then planes went into the World Trade Center.
So you were in when that went down?
Yeah, when that went down, it was crazy out there. But I ended up getting called to active duty, and then that's when I started my journey. Got deployed over to Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan. I did about 2 tours over there, and I came back. And then I went back as a contractor.
Yeah.
I met some cool veterans and stuff, and I went back as a contractor with a company called L3 Communications Aviation. And I was doing that for about 4 or 5 years. I was that's when I went to like Dubai for a while. I went to Saudi Arabia for a while, Thailand. Like I moved around a lot of different places, a lot of different states. And then I came back to the States in 2015.
Yeah.
Altogether, yeah. So
It's you bring it. This is just an interesting situation because I've done this long enough and I've taken enough veterans out for a long time where sometimes I'll get a guy that served for a couple of years in like the 80s, and he signed up, maybe needed to get out of a bad situation, GI, wanted to go get in school, couldn't figure out a way, went to Germany for a couple of years, came back and he's like, man, I didn't really do anything. But I always bring up the fact that you do not get to dictate what happens in the world when you sign up. Right. For example, your situation, you were in a situation where it was like, I need to get money for school. Mm-hmm. This is a great opportunity for me to do that. Mm-hmm. I'll serve my country and then get enough money to go to college. And then guess what happens while you're in? You didn't have any idea to predict that. And I guarantee you 1,000 other guys just your same age had no idea that was going to go on. Just like it was in the 80s where it could have done, anything could have happened, but luckily nothing happened.
Right,
so, but it's I think it's something that's always definitely something we need to bring up because you don't get to dictate. Mm-hmm. You just agree that if something goes down, I'll be there.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You put your hand up, foreign and domestic. I mean, it's foreign and slight. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't put a gun to your head and make you say those vows. You say them, and then you hope that it don't happen. But when it does happen, you gotta
do what
ready
you gotta
for
do.
it. I mean, and they train you up and do everything like that. I think my deployment training-wise was like almost like 8 months before we even got deployed.
Yeah.
So we had to do a lot.
So you were really prepared.
Yeah, a lot of preparation.
You said you were in communications. Did you do radio?
No. I was in aviation unit, doing like planes and stuff like that on the planes. And when I went back when I got out of the military and went back as a contractor, that's when I did work with L3 Communications. That's when we did like a lot of property stuff like that, and getting a lot of like helicopter blades and helicopter parts, and you know what I mean. Like it was a flight, like a landing where we stayed at over on post or whatever. So a lot of jets, a lot of fighter pilots coming in, a lot of action, a lot of blood and guts and
coming and going.
Yeah, coming and going and stuff like that. So again, at that time I was young. I was in my early 20s, and when you're young, you think you're not really just in it. But looking back on it, it was a good experience for sure. Some of my buddies that I met that I'm still good with, we met in the trenches. You know what I mean? So and that knowledge and that discipline and that experience, taking that and using it, applying it to my everyday life. You know what I mean? It's a pretty cool thing. Now, some of the side effects you get from that, of course, I'm service connected, but that stuff is you got to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You said you're still in school now, right?
Yeah, I go to Missouri State now. I'm going to school for computer science. I just started my junior year, so I got a couple more years before I get out of there. But that's I just wanted to get into that because like we were just talking like technology, and AI, and everything. I want to be on the right side of that.
Yeah. And your background probably gives you,
right.
So that's good.
Catching up. So I'm learning a lot of stuff there, meeting a lot of new people, of course, and started my own business as well, A+ Enterprise, and I'm getting into government contracting, and that's where I met Mr. Alan Waldo. And, so everything seems to be lining up pretty good.
That's good.
So yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for your service, first and foremost. Congratulations on your continued success, and I wish you all the best in the future, man.
Yes, sir. No doubt.